Are you a superhero to your kid?
Absolutely.
Not when your boss is in the room. What's best for your kids is to put your money into something, the stress, go through all of it, so when your child becomes a man, he doesn't have to work for nobody.
Right, well, that's the
you
whole
can
thing.
just pass it to him. Can another man say you're fired?
Absolutely.
No one can tell me that. That's priceless.
But
Do you think your son enjoys you calling somebody else a boss? Don't you think your son would rather wake up with you and you could pick him up from school instead of having to do a 9 to 5? Don't you think your son would love if his name was up there? I taught my son never to have a boss. He's 23. He owns a restaurant. He has cookies. He has equity. He busts his ass so he can pass it on to his son. If that's not what you're hustling for, you're selfish. You keep saying I'm worried about my kids. You worried about you. My kids, you enjoy the safety and the security of a job every day. But there's no pride in that to me. But when you do something that's for yourself and your family, it never feels like work. I hustle for my last name. I don't hustle for my first.
God put something inside of you. If he put it inside of you, it's there for a reason. It will manifest. It will come out. Your only job is to get it out of you. Right? It's got to go from being inside to outside. And you got to keep working on that until you do it. And no shortcuts. We don't want shortcuts. Take your season, take your time, take your steps. I told another girl this a couple weeks ago. We were in Atlanta and she said, I've been working for a long time. I've been working for years and nothing ain't happened. I'm ready for it now. I want to skip some steps. Like I'm tired. I'm ready. And I said, but when you skip those steps, right? So when somebody building foundation, if they skip a step, what's going to happen to the house when you get it?
It will fall.
Honey, it's going to crumble, right? So I don't mind. You know, it took over 20 years for me to get here. I built a foundation for over 20 years. Look how big my house is. And it's sturdy. Honey, it's strong. Honey, this house got windows. Honey, it's very good. and I can add on to it whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
So take your time. Enjoy your waiting season.
If you let them feed you, you give them permission to starve you, man.
That's a good one.
If you let them feed you.
Straight up.
You wrote that in that big fast Bible? That's what you wrote in there?
You let them feed you, you give them permission to starve you, man. And you don't give nobody permission to starve you. You don't give nobody permission to take food out your family mouth. You know, and every day you're not building wealth, you giving them the permission to starve you. Every day you're not learning some shit that's going to change your life, you giving them permission to starve you. Every day you get up and you see this ain't the life you want, you giving them permission to starve you because you ain't working toward changing that shit. And I mean you accepting that shit. If you accepting that shit, you can't blame nobody else but yourself. So if you allow them to feed you, giving them permission to starve you, man. Word from the trapper, yeah.
I have no motherfucking fear. I have no fear. I have only ambition, and I want mine. And I will do anything to protect and feed my family.
Be grateful for every single second. The goods, the bads, the ups, the downs, and learn from everything. Not only from your mistakes. Learn from everything. Learn from your highest points, your everything. And again, be grateful.
Until you've tried and failed, don't say you can't. I don't ever want to hear it unless you tried it. But 9 times out of 10, the things you think you can't do, they've just scared you into thinking you can't do it, so you won't. But it's so easy just to be fearless and not be scared to not win. But not to do it is the loss. To do it and not do it right is a learning experience if you could do it again. Just get to it. But never make a reason not to do it.
At the end of the day, people are going to come up with their own stories, their own narratives, their own whatever, regardless of what I say or do. So at the end of the day, it's like, I might as well just be me.
That's what, you know what I mean, separate the boys and the men. You know what I mean? Like, shit, you can go, jump out here and play if you want to, but you start fucking up, you ain't taking care of your business, bro. You just a victim to this shit.
I thought we was doing this just so we could be with our kids. I'm not doing this so I could be outside more. I'm doing this so I could be with my kids, period. And if you're doing it for any other reason, that's why you're not happy. Because love's not involved. That's not your currency. I'm not going to spend the money. I work for my children and my girl. I'm an employee for them.
Right up.
Literally, I don't get nothing. All money just goes into paying people. Niggas, I don't get to look at money. You know, I want them to keep the broke shit on me. Keep that shit. Leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
I'm trying to build this dream over here and be high while I'm doing it.
Straight up.